Hey everyone, it's Fim over here. If you want to keep updated with the latest from Maroon Talk, make sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Pocket Casts, Breaker, Overcast, and Radio Public. UP Fight!
I slept there for 2 days, and then after that, sakto, my mom told me you can always sleep in your tita's house, yung sister niya sa La Vista.
Okay.
So sabi ko, ma, parang mas gusto ko ata nag-try na lang sa La Vista.
I didn't know that.
Sabi ko, doon na lang ako.
And that batch Bora, she was our common link.
Okay.
So it was an all-girls group, and it was an
Oh boy.
all-boys group, and it was Haika right in the middle. And like we just hung out the entire time in Boracay, 4 or 5 days that we were there. That big group, that big co-ed group.
And when I would cover games, sobrang daling maghanap ng seat na maganda kasi wala talaga nanonood.
Wala,
Kasi
oo.
I would be sitting under the... How does it feel na
UP na.
10 years later, fans still use that phrase when they talk about UP. Kahit na, cheer dance competition yun. Tapos,
UP just got really good, and that's why I think it's
Yeah.
and it's not even mine, it's actually Lori, the writer, and every time it comes up I always forward it to him, and I'm like, look, it's still
Okay.
alive after how many years.
Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP Fighting Maroons. I am Fim Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños.
Enzo Regondola, batch 2010, UP Diliman.
Martin Reyes, batch 2006, UP Diliman.
Riki Flores-Reyes, batch 2006, UP Diliman.
Yes, that is
Wow.
perfect. That is perfect.
One take.
Wow!
That is the best intro we ever had before. Since before, sobrang we'd like to welcome Martin Reyes and Riki Flores to the show. Grabe, it's been a long time since we have like legit guests. So before anything else, let me just introduce you guys, no? So, kasi marami tayong bagong UP fans the past few years, and
Yep.
I'm sure they know you guys pa rin, but then for the new ones, let's give you guys a proper introduction, no? So, this is Martin Reyes. He played for the Fighting Maroons from 2006 to 2010. Tama, no, Marts?
Yes, correct.
So, 2010 last mo.
Yes.
He was a member of the first ever champion team ng De La Salle Zobel Junior Archers back in 2005.
Yes,
That was
correct.
season 68. And
sir.
he got the chance to be invited in actually the first ever Gilas team under Coach Raiko
Raiko.
Toroman. Yes, so
Remember that?
we'll talk about that later more. So welcome to the show again, Martin Reyes. Thank you for joining us here.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having us.
Okay, so for Riki naman, I'm sure you guys all know Riki Flores, the great Riki Flores. She was courtside reporter for season 72 and 73. Tama, no? Tama naman yung research ko.
Ganun na katagal yun. Hindi namin alam.
Those days. Yeah, those days.
Those days.
Go to
Long
that.
time ago.
A long time ago. He was also a member of the UP softball varsity team. Now she's a TV and events host, also a radio DJ for Magic 89.9. So, Riki, thank you for joining us as well. It's an
Thanks
honor for us.
having us.
Yun. So, anything you want to before we
Grabe,
get the ball
alam mo,
rolling? Oh.
Maroon Talk has been on almost a year and we haven't guested any UP fighting.
Crazy.
That's crazy, right? Nakailang guest na kami na Ateneo Blue Eagle.
Yeah,
Tapos
oo.
UP Fighting Maroons, hindi pa. Shame, right?
Nakakahiya.
Nakahiya naman, Tim.
Oh, grabe.
Kailangan natin mag-step up dito.
That's why we're really happy na you guys joined us here. And
Sure. Anytime for friends, pare.
yeah, nice. Okay, so let's get the ball rolling here. Let's go back in time. Back in your UP days, no? Let's explain to the people, our fans, na how did you guys, when you guys entered UP back in 06, how was it then? How was it like What was the situation with the team, with UP in general? Actually, I want to start with Ricky on this one. You
Me?
guys both came from private schools, diba? Catholic
did.
schools, yeah. So Ricky came from St. Paul, Pasig, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kasi I know that because my ex-girlfriend came from St. Paul as well. So
Oh,
she knows of you.
my batch. Would you know?
No, our batch, 2010 din.
Oh,
So yeah.
2010.
So sige Ricky, explain to us how was it the culture shock you experienced back when you entered UP and all those. How you entered the courtside reporting then.
It would have been a complete culture shock if I wasn't playing softball in high school.
Yeah.
Because in high school, what we were doing was we were being asked to sleep in Rizal Public School for like a weekend to participate in tournaments. We would be shipped off to Batangas, and we would be asked to dorm in like public schools there. So it was super cowboy. So when I got to UP via softball, I sort of already knew what to expect. Like I knew that it wasn't going to be how it was in St. Paul, where we were all sheltered and things like that. But yeah, it would have been a complete culture shock if I didn't already have a sport that I was playing, a sport that I was that already taught me a little bit about teamwork and a little bit about diversity and a little bit about how you really have to rook it out in your first year. And you can't just be like, oh, sige, porket magaling ka, pero first year ka lang, diba? You really have to know that there are certain levels. So, yeah, I was really grateful to have that sort of background entering UP, but it was a dream. Like when we took we didn't take it on the same day, no. When I took the UPCAT, just like all of the big trees looming over you around the ACAD Oval. And my mom, kasi was from Diliman.
Okay.
So, yeah, so she would tell me stories about how it was the school to go to for college because nga, you get all these experiences that you wouldn't have in a typical, like, not campusy university because it's a whole ecosystem, diba? So yeah, that was how it was entering college for me. I was really excited about it.
So siguro nga being an athlete, you'd really get that training na meeting different types of people and adapting to them, So yeah, that type of like experience from your sports background really helped a lot. Si Martin naman.
Okay.
From
Martin, pareho tayo na ano yan eh. Pareho tayo ng background yan.
Yeah, no.
Going into UP, diba?
Yes. Zubel tips. Southie.
So, let's be honest. Totally different from what you experienced. So, yeah, my first year, actually, when I took the UPCAT, syempre, my brother was from UP. My dad also graduated from UP Law. Ateneo Law siya, UP Polsai. So, syempre, my dad and my brother during that time, they wanted me to pumasok din sa UP. Gusto pa ako kunin sa Upsilon. Hindi naman ako, my brother's Upsilon yan. So,
Kuya Mark ba to?
Mikey, si Doc Mikey.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then, syempre, hearing the stories and everything, actually, I was supposed to go to Lasal. Talaga yung end goal. Kasi syempre, basketball program, coming off a championship. I wanted to go with green, gold, and white.
We were both supposed to go to LaSalle.
Kasi I also passed.
Okay.
That's the only school I passed the entrance exam.
Same.
So
Okay.
I got into by UP also by syempre basket. Actually, a lot of people thought that kung bakit hindi ako naglasal is because actually I wasn't really invited. It's more of yung kay Simon lang talaga na Marts, parang sabi niya I gusto ko sana isama rin si Marts coming in. Pero sabi ko, Sai, okay lang. Mukhang full roster na. And blessing in disguise, na-suspend si Lasal for that year. So, it was the obvious choice for me to go to UP. So, culture shock, I guess. To be honest. Like, sa Zobel, sobrang, sheltered. Hindi naman silver platter, but,
bronze.
Yun, actually, there's a story na during, pasok na kami sa team. You're supposed to sleep in, ano yung, hindi kalayaan eh. The dorm at the back. I forgot what it was called. I slept there for 2 days, and then after that, so my mom told me, you can always sleep in your tita's house, yung sister niya sa La Vista.
Okay.
Sabi ko, ma, parang mas gusto ko ata nag-try na lang sa La Vista kahit medyo hindi man malayo sa UP, it's just in Katipunan. Kasi when you're inside the school, di ba? Sobrang relax mo lang, hindi mo na kailangan lumabas, andun na lahat.
I didn't know that.
Sabi ko, doon na lang ako. So I spent all my college days living with my tita.
Still sheltered.
Sheltered pa rin pala.
LG.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Yeah. So, yun, very... Pero, I had to adapt din naman, di ba? So, naging lang yan siguro mga first semester. Medyo nahirapan lang ng konti. That first half. But after that, everything was totally fine. I wouldn't, kahit yung result ng 5 years ko doon, I wouldn't change it for, success sa basketball or what. I wouldn't have been like this now if not for my experiences also.
Nice. Very interesting.
Nice.
Ang dami natin hugot doon from inside stories.
For both of you guys, ano yung, kung hindi man kayo masyadong na culture shock, like Riki, hindi masyadong, pero what was the biggest adjustment that you had to make when you entered UP?
It was what to do with all the freedom. Because, you have so much options to cut. May cantina, may Starbucks, diba? May La Vista.
Yep.
Diba? May S-parking, tatambay ka lang doon. So parang just hawak mo yung freedom mo eh. Like you can do whatever you want with your time. And you won't be sanctioned like you were in high school, right? You won't get those VR. Like, it's on you. It's on you at the end of the semester if you pass or fail. It's on you if you drop the subject. It's on you if you get the cinco.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you really are taught how to manage your freedom and how not to squander it.
Yeah, kasi coming from our background nga from private schools na you have so much structure in your day, di ba? Then coming into UP, you have like, ikaw bahala sa buhay mo, do whatever you want, pumasok or hindi. It's all up to you. So if you fail or you pass, it's gonna be all up to you in the end of the semester.
And it's funny because in high school, you don't, ang sakal na sakal ka, di ba? You're like, schedule, di ba? To stick with the schedule. Why do we have to stick with the schedule? And then you realize in college now you really do need some structure. Otherwise, you don't graduate until 9 years later, 10
That's
years
when you
later.
realize. Yeah, that's when you realize.
Right? You can You can stay there technically.
Yep.
Until,
So yeah, for context, 2006, after Sila Martin won the championship to Zubel, they won it with Mix de Asis, Dan Salvador, as well as Simon Atkins nga, to name a few. Fun fact lang din dun, as much as I know, hindi ako nagkakamali my dad had a hand in bringing Martin to UP, if I'm not mistaken. Kasi at that time, he was, close with Coach Jolie pa. So they were like hanging out a lot together that time. And one time alam ko kasi pauwi kami from Zubel, I think from practice. Kausap niya si Coach Joe sa cellphone. He was asking about Martin and Migs and Dan nga. So I think originally ang kukunin lang talaga ng UP was Migs and Martin. Pero si dad ko, sinama si Dan. Kasi nga si Dan is really a hard worker and it really showed during the Zubel's championship run back in 05. So yun. Okay, talking about that, let's talk about the team during that time. March. It's been what? This was the return of Coach Jolie pa after how many years?
Yeah.
That was a good team.
Yes.
My first year.
That was a good
That was actually the fan. I actually became a fan because of that team. I became a UP fan. I was a Lasal fan my whole life. Then when I saw Mix and Martin play for UP na, I was like, hey, wow, this is a team or a school who would like to consider?
Exciting. Same.
And I think Riki was there also during Martin's first game versus
I
UST.
was. We had that banner, right? Japs Kuan was there, right?
Yes, that champion 06 UST team, no? Mart, sige,
Melvin.
tell us about that.
Okay, so going into our first year, syempre, we had that notion din na galing kaming Zobel, kami nila Migs, ni Dan. Kami lang ata yung ni-recruit galing private school ba? If I'm not mistaken. Tagalasal. Kasi we had Nestor David, Marvin Cruz,
Yep.
Puico, VJ Serios,
Woody ko and ano,
Woody ko, yeah, well, Woody ko. Si Miggy Maniego, UPIS. Yan, eh.
UPS.
Who else was there? Galen Cachabik Melepres, Paul Sorongon,
Yes.
Magi Season, Kevin Astorga, I think. No, hindi pa pala naka-line up si Astorga. It was Nestor David and Marvin Cruz were the main carryover. Ira Buico were the main carryovers from that 2005 team that made the push for the Final Four. Yung 0-7 ata sila yung first round. Tapos 6 straight wins. They just lost to LaSalle, I think. On
Yeah,
the final
I think
game.
it was 0-4. Oh.
Yeah, on the final game. So, hindi sila umabot. Actually, sobrang okay yung chemistry ng team na yun. They welcomed us. We thought initially na, baka iba yung tingin nitong mga veterano sa amin kasi galing sa Bell, galing nag-champion ka, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, siyempre, Miggy Maniego nandyan. Bakit? May mga hirit pa yan na bakit ilang trophy ba pinaghatian nyo? Isa. Ako, 2 trophy ko.
Yeah.
Five. So, yung mga ganun na hirit. But to be honest, sobrang, naging smooth yung transition namin. Very well accepted kami by the team. Kasi nga, yun nga, me, Woody, Migs, Dan. Yung 4 ata na rookie nung 2006. It was a smooth ride for us, actually. Me and Migs, when we talked about it, we didn't expect na parang we'd have that much of an impact right away. Siguro na-bless din kami na, ganda nung pinakita namin sa start talaga.
Yeah.
Eventually carried over until the first round, until matapos yung season. But, yun nga, it was like coasting through, our first year. Kasi, we just played our game lang. Wala pa masyadong, not thinking about how to play the game or what pa. Ganun going through the motions lang talaga.
No pressure, kumbaga. No pressure on you
wala.
guys.
So, very, relaxed lang. Ganyan. So,
as a rookie, you'd love to have that type of,
Yep. Kasi hindi na naman kami highly recruited rookies nung Not compared to now.
Niya.
Iba na ngayon. Diba? Ngayon, grassroots pa lang, inaano na nila.
Yeah.
Yeah, hindi naman binabayaran, pero inaalagaan na nila.
Yeah.
So, we were like that. Kami, from grassroots from Zobel, all the way till high school, tayo yun. Talagang, so, yun.
Oh, to those who don't know pala, Migs, Martin, and Dan were really green-blooded ever since. Nakikita ko na yan sa Gym 1, nag-practice.
All the way.
Elementary pala kami ni Enzo. To those who don't know pala, si Miggy Maniego was a member of the UPIS champion team. 2 years sila champion, no? Ba? Once against Ateneo that time. Kung di ako nagkakamali. Then, nung 2005 naman, sila Martin yung tumalo sa kanila ng finals for UPIS. Yun. For Riki naman, I don't know your story, guys, pero you guys weren't friends ba then that time during your freshman years? But you were a fan already.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Kami na doon eh.
Yeah? Okay.
Martin and I met before, right after high school, right before college.
Oh, okay.
They have that, yung Boracay at the end of
Batch
graduation.
Bora.
Bata Bora. Ganyan. Yan yun eh.
So I happened to go to school with this girl named Haika. And Haika, I grew up with her in grade school. We were really good friends. And then she moved to Zobel grade school. Then she moved to Zobel for high school. So I went to school with her, St. Paul grade school. In high school, she moved to Zobel. And that's where she met Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And that Batch Bora, she was our common link.
Okay.
So it was an all-girls group, and it was an
Oh boy.
all-boys group, and it was Haika right in the middle. And like we just hung out the entire time in Boracay, 4 or 5 days that we were there. That big group, that big co-ed group. And you know, he had his eyes set on someone else, and I couldn't care less because I had something I was trying to get over back then. And so we just became like a really good co-ed right out of college, diba? All girls school. You're like, wow, boy friends, diba? That's great on the beach. So we took that back to Manila, and we were just really close. We would have telebabad, naka three-way, diba? Yeah, and then all of a sudden, he just started showing up to my house with these like beverages. And I was like,
Beverages.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
fishy. Tapos napapadalas yung siya na lang yung kausap ko, wala na yung three-way.
I see. Pero at that time, at least for you two, you guys know you both were going to UP na.
Yes, sa Boracay pa lang.
Oo, we were both like, oh, you're gonna UP. Oh, yeah,
nice.
see you
Kita tayo
there.
dun,
Oh, kita tayo dun, ah. Sige. Yeah, actually, that's funny, now that I think about it. Kita tayo dun, ah. And then we ended up taking the same course.
Silo.
Okay. Oh, okay. So mali yung research ko. Buti hindi yung sinabi kanina.
Okay.
Filo muna dapat
Filo
kami.
muna.
But I
Okay.
shifted to tourism.
And I
Ayun,
shifted
tama.
to speechcom.
Speechcom. Okay, so tama. Okay.
Speechcom.
But like, we both had this, we were like, oh yeah, let's do philo.
Hindi ko kaya yung ginagawa ni Enzo magbasa. Sabi ko, I don't have space to do this.
Grabe yung philo.
Iba talaga.
Are you philo, Enzo?
Iba talaga yun. Iba talaga.
He's a journalism. Then
No.
he just passed the bar this year actually. So
Yeah.
attorney now.
Congrats.
Lawyer.
Boy,
Thank you.
attorney, congrats.
Sige,
Yes,
so we have
sir. Yes, sir.
questions for them. Go lang.
Ano question ko? Siguro para kay Martin ulit. Balik tayo sa basketball ulit. Ano yung masasabi mong most favorite game that you played in for UP?
Actually, siguro my first game ng third year ko. As my best
to?
game that season. NU, kalaban.
09?
08.
08.
Coming off 0-14 season yun. So, centennial year pa natin. So, kaya yung host. Then, new coach. For 2 years kasi 06-07 si Coach Joe. And then pumasok si Coach Aboy for season 2008 until 2 games ng 2010. Bago pumalit si Coach Boyet. Yeah, so yes, dun sa 5 years ko, 3 po ang naging coach ko. Walang consistency. Just goes to show. Na-joke lang. Mamaya na yun.
Sure, may questions tayo para dyan.
Pag-usapan natin yan.
So yun, 2008, we won. Good game. I had a good game. Parang wala, I just felt na parang the whole UP community, even LaSalle was the game after us eh. LaSalle was even cheering for us. So sorry, sobrang lang. Parang 1 game lang yun, pero for me, parang, nanalo rin after 14 games, di ba? So,
okay.
It was a good start naman. We ended, I think, ano pa rin, hindi kami 8th place. Hindi kami 8th place. I think we had 3 wins. I think 3 or 4 that season. I'm not sure.
Sa ano ba to? Sa Ultra ba to?
No, Araneta yun.
Araneta, okay. Kasi 08 was my first year in the juniors. So that time, Migs and Martin was still playing. Ateneo yung champion nun eh.
Yes.
It was the first of the 5-peat.
Yeah. 07, LaSalle pa.
Yes, first year ni Simon naman.
Yep. So yeah, I think 08 out of all my games, hindi ko na isasama yung 0-14 seasons. So that's 2 seasons I played. My second year, my 5th year. I guess my third season would be one of my best games. And that whole season was my best sa buong college career ko.
Kasi you were considered a veteran at that time no?
Yep. Yeah.
having played 3 years already. Sige,
We
so,
only
sige,
had
so.
one veteran during that 09 season. 08 season. It was
Bragi.
dalawa pala. Arvin Braganza
Yeah.
and Jay Agbayani.
Okay.
So, yun. Kaming dalawa ni Jay yung nun. Parang
Medyo senior-ish. Oo.
So
Sige, Enzo.
for Ricky naman, what was kung yun yung favorite game ni Martin sa career niya sa UP? Ano naman yung favorite game mo sa career niya?
Yeah.
As a girlfriend, as a spectator, ano yung pinaka-memorable para sa'yo na game ni Martin?
okay, kaya mo yan.
Or do you want to say that for later? And
The last one.
Oh, the last one was my worst game of my
Yeah,
career.
it was.
You were courtside na din.
His last
Courtside na
game.
din.
I was
Okay.
courtside. I was watching it unfold from the sidelines.
Wait, what happened? What
Every
happened?
missed shot. I think you're 0 of 11.
0 of 11.
0 of 11.
Ew.
Yeah.
I was counting them talaga. I was like, okay, oh shit. Last 2 minutes. Oh no, wala pa rin. Last game
Parang
of the
what a
season.
way to go out.
What a way to go out.
Yun yung, that's what stung me the most eh. Kahit 0-14 na, lost season na. Pero at least you wanted to go out, medyo naman. But,
This was against who?
Yeah,
Thankful.
that was
UE.
UE.
never forget
2010.
that game.
Polly pa yan.
Poly.
James
time.
Martinez. Yeah.
So, okay, let's...
Thanks for reminding
It was a question. I answered honestly.
Let's take a step back
Yeah.
naman. Asking Ricky again. How did you get into courtside reporting? I mean, like, was it in your plan talaga?
No, my
No,
goodness.
Please
No,
explain.
it wasn't. So my mom, she wrote, because during that time, parang may mga ads on TV na, okay, if you want to be the next courtside reporter, all you have to, do is submit proof of enrollment that you're from
Yep.
this school, diba? A picture, your resume, and send it to Gerald Gicana. And then there's a number. I'll never forget that because she wrote that down on a small piece of paper, Gerald Gicana and his number. And she was like, okay, don't forget, to call Gerald Gicana and ask him for the details, where to send your ano. And siguro kinulit niya ako mga 5 days. Okay, don't forget to call Gerald Gicana. And I was like, okay, let's send. So I finally did send while I was in college. And I realized that so many other people sent theirs too from my school. And so it was an audition in ABS-CBN.
Yeah.
Where they would make you watch a clip. And they had like a small theater there full of executives and producers and the production team. And you would be on the stage and they would make you watch a clip and then they'd ask you to say what happened, ganon. And I remember one of the executives, as I was doing it, parang she found me very arrogant, na mayabang na airy. And
Okay.
so she kept asking me questions so I kept answering in my...
Remember her name?
Yeah, Miss Diana. And now we're like really close friends. And she always reminds me. She's like, I remember that day you walked in. I really liked you, but you were so mayabang. And so I kept trying to get it out of you. And I was like, what? Not mayabang. Just sometimes
Minsan lang. No?
I just like to talk a lot. I mean, that's what you want, right? So anyway, that's what happened. It was an audition process. And then, I thought I didn't get it because so many good people from UP applied, like si Maan Panganiban applied. I don't know if you guys remember her, but right, she was more or less on the same path. She was volleyball, she was getting into media, and so I got it. And it was just like, it was one of the best years of my life, having to represent a school and just having to showcase my talent.
Your own school pa.
Oh,
Kasi
yeah,
diba,
my
some
own
courtside
school.
reporters.
Yeah.
School.
Yeah, and you were a part of that journey too, because then I had to report about you guys, and it was just such a good learning experience. It was
And you did it for 2 years, right?
Yeah,
For 2
it
years
was my
pa.
first gig. Yeah, I did it for 2 years, and yeah, it was
How was it?
glorious.
How was it knowing na your significant other is playing for the team? How do you keep your focus in doing your
We weren't-
courtside reporting or
We weren't like that, no.
No.
Parang no. In fact, whenever he would make a shot, super dead ma lang. Okay. Like, I'd be celebrating if somebody else made the shot. Like, if Braggy made the shot or M did, I'd be like, yeah! If it was Martin, I'd just be like...
Ganun yung relationship namin eh.
Yeah.
Pagdating sa game day or what or something, very, hindi naman professional, but we put a, what do you call this?
Parang,
boundary.
Yeah, like a barrier or like a line.
Yeah.
Nice, that's very interesting.
I think it's because like we both know that, you know, sports, we both had game days, so we both know how big of a deal it is. There's one time we fought before his game and his mom got really angry.
Sama ng laro ko the next day. Nagkalagnat ata ako. Pinulit ako eh.
Hindi ko niya alam na may laro ka the next day.
Hindi pa siya courtside yan.
Okay.
Why?
Ano yan? Season 69. O yung 014, second year.
First year mo.
Oh wait, 70. Season 70. Yung second year. I remember that.
Yeah.
Okay, sige. Since we're talking already about the teams, how would you compare the situation ng team nyo during the late 2000s to the team now? I'm sure you have a lot. You see a lot of differences with management, with their whole situation. What's the biggest thing na you notice?
Ako muna.
Ako muna.
Mas madami akong sabihin.
Short lang.
Sige, ikaw na. Sige, mauna ka.
Go.
The team during his time, sila yung parang rookies. Yung wala silang mabigat na kina-carry. Nobody's really watching. So, they have nothing to lose. Diba? So, they really will play their best. The team now are not rookies. These are, in every sense of the word, these are superstars. Diba? Like, you put a lot of superstars in this team. So, they will show out because that's what superstars do.
Yep.
So, they're veterans or something like that. They're a superstar.
Okay na?
Say words.
Okay. So, wait. On a management perspective, dun muna tayo. So, management-wise, lahat naman ng years ng UT may management eh. Pero, the support was there. I guess, financially, it wasn't at par like the other universities during that time. LaSalle, Ateneo, FEU, UST. Those four. UE, I guess. Management was mabait. Sobrang bait ng mga managers sa amin. Binigay nila lahat ng mga kailangan. But syempre, I guess basketball was not a focal point yet during those years. Kasi parang...
Nobody was watching.
No, nobody's watching. At the same time, recruitment, management, then recruitment wasn't really... Actually, we got good players. Recruitment-wise. 07, we got Mike Gamboa, Mark Lopez, Soc Rivera, Dexter Rosales. 08, we got... Sino ba? Wala ata kaming rookie ng 08. 09, Mikey Reyes, Marco Ruena.
Si Saret pa, di ba?
Saret, yeah.
Kamatch ko yun eh. Oh.
Then 010, we got pumasok si Silungan, si Padilla, and all the others. Recruitment-wise, we were there, I guess.
Yeah.
Player development-wise, during that time, maybe not yet. Right now, kasi compared to now, lahat ng players ng UP, kahit i-ano mo sila one-on-one, individually, they're all like gifted. Diba? Kami, back then, we had like, Marvin Cruz, Nestor David, gifted players. But kami ni Migs, we were system players eh.
Yeah.
We thrived through a system. So, nahirapan ako, my first year, second year, to adapt to that kind of play. Because nasanay ako sa LaSalle na kind of offense, early offense, ganyan, very structured. So, that was a process for me to develop my game. Eventually, at least tumagal ako hanggang 5 years.
Yeah.
And I got to produce naman on a efficient basis. And then, what else? Players, management. Totally, sobrang layo na ng kung where I started to where they are now. When I get to talk to Gov John Vic, the current manager of the team, yun, talagang he tells me na this is not a joke, handling the UP team right now because, like, you got star-studded players, heavily recruited players, all wanting to go to UP. So, syempre, you have to, give something in return so that, hey, let's be honest, that's how the game is right now.
Yep,
Diba?
yep. Oo.
College, I don't know high school, but I hear stories, but college level recruitment, you need a good financial
Offer.
offer, diba? So back then we didn't have that much support. So right now, blessed lahat ng players, sobra. As in, sabi ko nga lagi pag nag-usap kami nila, Migs, what if we got that chance before na parang
Yeah.
that opportunity? Kasi nakakamiss diba? You'd want to play in that kind of level of games. Hindi yung
Yeah.
parang, just para lang matapos na yung season, ganyan, ganon. So, mga what ifs yun. But
Yeah.
very happy for the UP team and community now. At least kami, sobrang saya namin the past few years. Actually, we saw, nakita naman natin lahat siguro, nag-develop yung team since 2013, mga
Yeah.
ganyan. 13, 14, 15, and then
Yeah.
eventually, 2 years ago was the highlight of the whole, diba? We were expecting last year, but no comment. I don't want to be a coach. Ayaw sabihin ng mga tao, nag-aalo na naman, nagmamarunong.
No, but it's so great to see the stands packed with people in maroon for a change, and not because
Yeah.
they were instructed by their PE teacher to go. Alam mo yun? It's not that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They want to be there, and they're really like supporting. They're not
Yeah,
just
yeah.
the fans on what's that the website? Payups?
Payos yung website.
Isa pa.
Maroon Pride?
Hindi.
Kaya mo yan.
I forget.
Basta.
Never mind. Basta yeah.
You know,
Ano yun?
exchange.
Yeah.
Ayun,
There. It's not just them, right? It's
Pinoy
it's
exchange.
actual fans. It's actual families. It's actual like little kids in like little maroon shirts. Diba? You
Yeah.
never during my time, there were just like patches of people. Clumps.
And then we took Alex also to see the game when he was
That was
mga
crazy.
2 years old.
Yeah. That was another level of
Ooh.
another worldly experience.
Was this the last season or
2 years ago. Championship run.
the finals?
Run.
Not the finals. Just an ordinary the first round game ata.
Yeah.
Pero madami rin tao nun.
Mm.
I mean,
dami
may support na yun.
Saya.
Yes,
Maingay.
yes, meron.
Yeah.
Maingay.
Siguro,
Naalala ko nung college days ko, I used to cover for Inig ng Plaridel, yung paper sa Mascom. And when I would cover games, sobrang daling maghanap ng seat na maganda kasi wala talaga nanonood.
Wala.
Kasi I would be sitting under yung ano ba to? Ringside.
Sa baseline.
Behind the basket.
Ringside.
Sa baseline. Tapos pwede akong maglipat-lipat ng seats kung nasan sumushoot yung UP. Tapos ngayon, di ko na magagawa yun. Kahit yung standing area, yung aisles dun sa sections na yun. It's packed.
Scalper ka
It's
lang.
full. Scalper
Yeah,
na lang
yeah.
talaga. Biggest difference.
Crazy, right? It's so funny how like new fans now won't understand what
Yeah.
we actually
Yes.
diba?
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Kasi if you're gonna think about it, if UP did not have that type of like, how do you describe it, weakness or like reputation before, we wouldn't be enjoying this type of hype,
True.
this type of like support right now. Now we're having it. Diba? It won't be that. It won't be way up there. Kasi,
True.
but then again, yeah, it comes with pros and cons pa rin. Having a lot of fans right now still has some negative effects to it, but then at least the fans are there, the support is there.
Yeah.
That's what we've been hoping for ever since the dark days, quote unquote, di ba?
Yes.
Sige, Enzo, any questions pa?
Nabanggit ni Martin yung relating to recruitment. So, question ko, yung recently, I think that was last week, when the news broke of UP's recruitment of the 2 NU star players. Tapos nagkaroon ng statement si Coach Franz Pumarin para saying na college recruitment is getting out of hand. Parang hindi na even yung playing field. What are your thoughts about that? That statement.
Ni Coach Franz? Or...
Yeah.
Baka marinig ni Coach
Statement
Franz.
ni Coach.
I'm not really in a position to say it, but coach naman, kunwari pa kayo, nung time din naman ninyo, I'm pretty sure, vying for recruitment of players din tayo. Tapos, diba? I mean, I guess they wanted also to get si Tamayo and si, who's the other guy, yung magaling?
Abadiano.
Yeah, so, I guess, they were, I don't know the complete story about it, but I asked a friend lang na talagang sa UP ata talaga there was a inside na parang usapan na parang sa UP talaga I don't want to mention the guy who told me, but yeah, thank you for that. Pero come on,
tagal
kahit
na
naman yung time pa namin, Diyos ko naman.
Oo naman.
Hindi lang kasing obvious na ngayon.
Yes. Siguro na highlight lang.
Oo.
social media.
Yep.
That time, wala pang social media. Pero I'm pretty sure those high-up teams, the consistent teams before, until now, ganun na rin yun.
Yeah.
Kumbaga parang ngayon lang humabol yung UP.
Yes.
Yeah, oo.
Kasi, very, you have Ma'am Rubina of Robinsons, Gov John Vic, si 3M, si, NX LED ba yun? Or something?
Yeah.
The light. So, ang dami nun, pare. Nung time namin, Diyos ko, frat lang ata yung sponsor namin.
Uy, no
engineering,
naman.
oo, sa engineering.
You also had, Gatorade.
Gatorade was sponsoring the whole UAAP, just ko naman. Pero yun nga, yung time namin, isa lang yun.
Handyman.
Frat lang yun. Tsaka si Sir Pico Gonzalez. Yun lang. That was it. Not big companies. Mga people who were just passionate about basketball. So, sila yung sumusuporta sa UP nun.
I've been hearing stories, Kayo ba, March, na-experience nyo rin yung mag-commute papuntang game? Or hindi naman?
Yan.
Hindi naman, sir. Hindi naman.
Bus.
May bus na naman kami nun.
Okay. So, siguro
Pero
depende sa management.
Kung may car ka naman, pwede naman. Pwede ka naman magano. And nung time naman namin first year,
commute?
Walang nag-commute. Wala. During that time. My whole 5 years, wala akong experience na nag-commute kami sa game.
Before you? Before him?
Before us? Or?
The 2010s, early 2010s. Early 2010s.
No naman.
2010.
So, depende sa management yun.
Tsaka, totoo ba yung minsan may times na nagpa-practice kayo, gutom yung mga players, o walang...
Hindi ko sila hindi.
Nagpa-practice kami, basa yung court. Totoo yun. Ulo, iwas ka na lang sa paddle, pare. Basa.
Alam ko yan.
Mag-traveling ka muna dito sa kabila. Di ba?
Pagkain,
no. No, we were pretty, pagdating sa ganun. Lutong bahay. Lutong bahay kami sa...
Decent meals.
Sa may malapit sa football field.
Area 2.
Area 2. Lutong bahay.
Nakakamiss.
So, but I want to know your take on how was it like playing under Coach Jolie ba? During that time, I'm sure basketball was way different to what it is now.
Yeah.
You mentioned kanina yung confidence was very high as a rookie, kayo ni Migs. So, how was Coach Joe to you as a mentor heading into the college game?
Actually, sobrang in a way magkapareho sila ni Coach Boris, my high school coach. When it came to motivating, disciplining people. Kasi si Coach naman, Coach Boris, very firm din, di ba?
Yep.
Nung time namin, pati time naman ba rin. I think now kasi medyo nag-iba na yung coaching style niya, di ba? Back then, he'd push you talaga eh.
Yep.
So, I think yung resemblance na yon pagdating kay Coach Joe was there. Very magaling mag-motivate. Kakausapin ka talaga ni Coach kung anong makikita niyang kailangan i-develop mo pa sa laro mo. But, for me, he was a good coach. Great coach. For me lang siguro, looking back, not kasi during that time, hindi ko naman ma-process pa yung whole nun of how he was of a coach. I was too busy with my game.
Yeah.
So baka medyo old school na yung system on how he wanted to coach a team and run it. Kasi nga, I think we had like 2 plays only, 2 or 3 plays. Pass screen away. It was pass screen away, motion offense, and dude, when you look at our game, if not for Marvin Cruz calling a pick and roll, Nestor David, baka kung wala sila Marvin Cruz nung first year namin, baka di rin kami nanalo, pare. When do you think about it? Nestor, Marvin Cruz, Ira Buico, they were all the veterans last year na nila halos lahat except for Marvin. But yun nga, if not for their talents alone, we would have to be honest, we would have not won games in siguro. Kasi look, Marvin Cruz would just drive, kick out to us and to me and Nick, and diba? Hindi naman kami kilala masyado. That's why yung first year namin, ganun yung performance namin diba? So, to be honest, diba?
Yeah,
and then dumating yung second season namin, yun na. Nawala si Marvin, nawala si Nestor, nawala si Ira. Lahat yun, halos bago. Bata. So dun, I guess, na-test yung coaching style ni coach. Because ang carry over na lang dun na parang kami na yung naging second to the oldest on that team. So, playing, coaching style might have been a little, not
parang
prompt for that era. Diba?
I understand.
Yeah. So, yun lang yung take on it.
And I'm sure
overall, as a person, as a, hands down na my coach.
Yes, he's definitely a character.
Yeah.
Coach Joe.
Mala, he's great.
Favorite line niya, and I'm sure dun sa minimal playbook na yun, meron kayong play ni Migs dun na screenan kayo, tapos lalabas kayo para sa 3 points.
Single double. Yeah, sure.
Pwede mo walaan for you guys. Okay. And so, may list tayo dito sa questions. And this is for Riki. When I asked Twitter kanina, marami din nag about this one. So, ask this na.
Sikat ka na kaysa sa akin.
So, tanong mo na ito yung iconic phrase niya, no, ni Riki during the CDC.
How does it feel na 10 years later, fans still use that phrase when they talk about UP? Kahit na, cheer dance competition yun. Tapos, para after you, lahat ng courtside reporters, wala namang catchphrase na ganun na naalala ng fan base up to now. Pero yung sa'yo talagang immortalized. How does it feel?
I think it's because, these boys just made me look good. It just came full circle, and that's why it seems so prophetic. But really, UP just got really good, and that's why I think it's it's not even mine. It's actually Lori, the writer, and every time it comes up, I always forward it to him. I'm like, look, it's still alive after how many years? That line that you wrote me is still alive. I don't know. It's because it came true, diba? Galing.
Yeah.
It's champion yun, diba? Oh, wait.
2010? I think, champion yun.
Third place.
2010 ata.
We were freshmen. Freshmen.
2010.
Third place is good. But the future looks so bright for State U. Just gotta wear my shade.
There. Okay.
Yan.
I was too shy to ask you to do it, but then you did it.
Kaya mo lang. Other shades.
Yan, okay. So let's get to the...
Ako meron. Shades tayo. Kasi, so bright.
It's too bright.
Future is so bright. No?
Adong bright
Yeah.
Sabi, no?
Yeah. So let's get into the more personal side of you guys right now. How is Martin and Riki now as individuals, as a couple, as a wedded couple? Si Martin naman, I never saw this in him before. But he ran for public office, di ba?
Oh.
So, ano yung nag-push sa'yo to do this, Marts?
Actually, I never thought about running also for public office. To be honest, because I never really thought of going back to Cavite, Las Marinas. I've always wanted, lahat naman tayong nag-aspire na mag-basketball, always wanted to play professionally, di ba? But my dad passed away when I was a freshman. They're two brothers lang kasi. So my dad and my uncle. So when my dad passed away, 2006, naging comfort zone ko yung basketball talaga to, not to think about it and everything. Yung mga naiwang negosyo kasi, we're three boys, so the one's a doctor, tas yun nga, brother ko si Mark, yun yung kasama ko sa mga negosyo ngayon. My uncle told me na parang, wag ka na mag basketball. Sabi ko, bakit? Gusto ko. Sabi ko, sayang naman. Sabi niya, magpa-practice ka. 2-3 oras sa isang araw. Tapos ito lang kikitain mo. Pag dito, ito politics ito Pag dito sa negosyo, oras mo, ganyan. Sabi ko, I was weighing it, but I went through it. So I was going na to Dasma, Cavite since 2012. And then they wanted me to run 2013. My uncle kasi is the current congressman now, and her wife is the mayor. So not blood related, but good enough relationship. So 2013, I turned them down. Sabi ko, wait, I'm too young pa. I don't wanna. I think I haven't experienced life out of college that much pa. I might not be ready for it. So sabi niya, okay, how about 2016? Like, I'll think about it when we get there. So eventually, having 2000, ilang years na? Having like 3 years to be going back and forth from Alabang to Dasma. I got accustomed and nasanay ako sa mga tao doon, how the life is there. From time to time, yes, I'd go to some gatherings when I was not in politics yet. And then, come 2016, namatay naman pala yung uncle ko ng 2014. So, parang sabi ko, sayang naman yung in a way, legacy na naiwan ng magkapatid, my dad and my uncle. So, sabi ko, why not? Sabi ko, at least I'll give it a try. Sabi ko, if it's not for me, then I can let go of it. Diba? Kasi some nowadays sa politics, when you get a taste of it, sometimes you can't let go. So parang I'm not that type. So I just wanted to help affect change in my own way, positive change. I guess I've been doing a good job naman of being a counselor. Kasi syempre people think na napahaba na to people might think na when you're a counselor, you have to be what do you call this? There all the time and everything. Yes, you have to be there, but legislation-wise, yun yung trabaho mo as a counselor. Parang congressman, basta legislative branch kami. So more on ordinances, resolutions, those stuff.
Yeah.
So far, that's how I got into it. If my dad didn't die or my uncle didn't die, I don't think I would be in politics now, to be honest. Yeah, if they were still alive.
All right, that's very interesting.
Did Riki, did you ever dissuade Martin into entering politics? Kasi
that's all I did.
Politics eh.
All I did.
Really?
That's all I did. Until I didn't, because he was so adamant. It's like, fine, let's do it.
For a while, ba't mo ba kailangan yan? Di mo naman, anong magagain mo dyan?
I was already telling him it's so dirty. It's so dirty. Why would you get into something so dirty?
So that's...
But,
okay, iba na.
Okay, so that's Consi Pie for you guys.
Consi Pie.
Baka may mahugot pa ako sa ball, wag na.
Yeah. Pero ito, follow-up question to that. You can just answer with a yes or no. Do you have aspirations of running for a higher position right now?
No.
Okay. That's that. Okay. For Ricky naman,
Yes.
right now you're still a very public figure. You do hosting your radio show, and I actually saw your podcast sa saved Spotify. So I listened to that as well.
Tagal
did
na
you
nung
ever?
hindi nag-post.
Ay, naghintay nga ako eh. Baka naman pwedeng
It's coming.
But did you ever expect to see yourself in this situation back then when you were a student, siguro?
What situation?
I mean, like where you are right now, hosting, being a mom.
Oh, did I? I guess I kind of did.
So it's always what you wanted.
To talk.
Kinda.
Yeah, to bark orders around.
Wow,
For other people to follow. No, but
Wag
yeah.
muna kayo magpakasal, guys. Joke lang.
Why?
Joke lang.
Actually, si Marts kasi we play sa Zubel during Wednesdays night. So before you guys were married, I remember one time he was there. He was planning all the stuff sa wedding and he was telling me na, alam mo, tayo naman, taga-pirma lang tayo ng cheque. Tapos, I remember that night. One time, nag-usap yung gano'n. So, yun sa akin. Mga tips from Marts. Yan.
Kim, ba't mo sinabi yun? Yari na naman ako mamaya.
Hindi,
No.
Away to, away.
No. I'll tell you the truth. Don't squeeze my leg. Martin took care of most of the wedding.
Pare, ako lahat. Pirma ng cheque, tapos yung iba pa.
Pag-arrange ng table setting.
Wow.
Siya lahat.
Wow.
Dude, last night kasi before our wedding, last night, hindi niya natapos yung table arrangement.
Hindi ko natapos.
Walang wifi dun sa hotel niya, dun sa reception namin. So, siyempre, sino tatapos? Yung may wifi.
Totoo.
Dun lang naman. Pero like the church and everything, siya naman lahat yun.
Yeah.
Yan.
Okay, so, you have any more? Before we let them go.
Before we let them go, well, siguro
Miss you.
balik tayo sa UP.
Balik tayo?
Last season, last season, yun nga, we fell short of a championship. Season 81, in finals tayo, but we fell short. What do you think is the parang missing piece in UP's basketball team to parang push them over the hump to bring a title again back to UP's trophy case?
You want me?
Ano ba bang kulang?
Ako, I'm not a
Basketball.
I'm not a coming from a player's perspective lang. You need to manage all the egos on a team, to be honest.
Yep.
Like with that kind of with that kind of star power, with all the players that you have to manage their egos, man. If you can't manage them, like if you can't make them get along, it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard. Kahit sobrang galing mong coach, that's gonna be hard. I don't wanna I don't wanna light a fire or magkachismis, but I mean, the Gomez de Llano brothers were doing good, and then you hear the news, biglang they don't want to play this season, they want to rest it out, or diba? I mean, I don't want to put some issues and everything, and that's their own sa management, but hey, yun nga, you have to manage egos of each and every one of the players. So yeah. I think that's a missing piece for me, because definitely you all have the firepower to win. Diba? It's how you manage players, how you make them jive within the system that you're trying to put, and hey, make them work together, dude.
Tama. It's actually what we've been saying since last season on this show.
I guess when we found out that Richie Rivero, Kobe Paras, the Gomez Eliano brothers were there to begin with. Sila Paul Desiderio from that and then you get in new recruits, high profile recruits. So talagang expected lalaro din agad yan. Mag-expect sila na, I want playing time. I was a star player in my team, ganyan.
Yes. Oh.
Diba? I bring this to the table. But, hey, dude, it's your first year. It's not like you're a one...
You know, Martin Reyes no?
Hindi. Aminado tayo role player. System player ako. Tapos, diba? I mean, if depende, like, if you're a generational player, like, let's say, or maybe like a Bright Akweti, your first year pa lang, dominant ka na, then bark all you want.
Yeah.
But if you have yet to prove your worth, iba yung high school sa college. Iba talaga.
Yeah.
Or you feel like a Kiefer Ravena or ano, diba? Then, dude, by all means, go ahead. Pero, diba? Ano ka lang, medyo steady ka lang. Relax ka lang dyan. Patience ka lang. Hone your craft first, diba? So, yun. Egos. That's for me.
That's actually a very key point na I think most people would also say, when it comes to that. So for Riki, siguro from a fan's perspective, what do you think would be the missing piece right now?
I'm not sure. Wait. Not from a fan's perspective, but I think like if you look at teams like Ateneo, like Tab put together some really great players, and he knows exactly what their strengths are and how to play to them. And I think it's all about how to get them all to thrive together. So I think I'm jumping on Martin, sort of manage your egos. And it's just because if you see them play, all these transitions, they're flawless and they're so fluid. And that's, I think, something that UP has to work on. It's it's a chemistry. It's like some unspoken, diba, communication. So it's just how to get all of these players to thrive together in the teams.
Yeah. Yun lang talaga yun di ba? You have all the talent. The talent's there. Is that Dylan? Hey Dylan, what's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Future Fighting Maroon. Yeah. So yun, we all, as I mentioned last week when we got the news na we got the high-profile recruits coming to our team. This type of talent pool.
Hindi pa tayo star-studded no? Dami na.
Yun nga exactly.
Yun nga eh.
We've never seen this type of potential in Diliman in our wildest dreams, no? So right now we have that so much. We have overflowing talent, and it's all gonna come down to how we maximize those talents, no? So yeah, we'll see what happens.
All right, kasi you'd expect that you're good on paper.
Pick Alex.
You're good in the UAP. But it doesn't work that way. And you see it fail, diba? Time and time again. There's so many teams who have tried to pull this off. It's not.
Hey, our 2000 team was good on paper. On paper.
Why?
Ano to?
It's good on paper.
2010? Our last year.
Ayun kayo.
Good on paper.
Yes. Ito yung times na pre-season pa lang sasabihin ng mga tao na final for UP this time.
Watch out. And then how many years later pa bago magkatotoo?
Gano'n, every year. It happens every year.
Paper.
8 years.
This is
8 years later.
This
Maybe like, trust me. This is it. Oh
gosh.
Enzo, anything else from you?
Wala na sa akin. Okay na ako.
Good, okay. Okay, sakto. We have Dylan right there.
Yeah.
Quick fire question. Any plans on baby number 3? From Casey Astroboy, actually. This is from her question.
I don't know, man. We'll see.
None yet.
Pola. Tagang pola.
Alright.
Starting 5, diba?
Yeah. You have your own team right there. The Reyes.
Syempre, you think about this pandemic and everything. But, yeah. We'll see.
Alright. Sige, siguro... Siguro just to wrap this up, any message to your fans, the UP fans right now? I'm sure they'd love to hear something from you guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Go.
I mean, if the cellar dwellers are able to make it to the finals, in just a matter of years, then anything is possible. Or like to anybody listening, you know, if you're going through an especially hard time during this pandemic, just hang in there. You know, I think our team is the best example to state in terms of how you could be like really really bad but still come out really really good after a while. So it's all just balance of life. Just to cap it. That's all.
Well, yun. Wala naman akong fans na eh. Si Rico na yun. Pero yung fans, siguro, yun nga, continue supporting the team. Kasi, yun nga, when you supported us, hopefully when we were, yun nga, yung times na hirap tayo manalo, tapos ngayon na nandito na tayo, the more that the players, the organization, the management needs you. Kasi, highs natin to eh. Like what Ricky told, sinabi ni Ricky na if there was something that UP taught us, I think it's resilience.
Yes.
Kahit anong problems na mangyari sa atin, just stick to it. Parang stick to what you do best.
Yeah.
And hopefully results will come out sooner or later. So, yeah.
Endurance.
Yeah. Very well said from you guys. Again, this has been such a blessing to us, having you guys as one of our main guests ever. Hopefully, we can like have you guys again soon.
Yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Sure. Gusto niyo ba si Reyes? Huwag na yun. Ano na yun?
We'll see.
I-hear pa niyo yung, bro, sabi pala ni Martin, actually, kilala ka naman dahil ikaw yung nag-miss ng dalawang crucial thing. Ano na sana kayo nun eh?
Sobrang sikat niyang free throws na yan na hanggang ngayon, pinag-uusapan pa rin siya, di ba?
Wala nang time nun, di ba?
Yes. Oh, I heard.
I think it was like one, I think. Slide or something, but we're supposed to win that game.
May mga ganyang talaga moments in basketball.
Yung mga tatatak. Oh, in UP history, I mean, you can't miss much. Diba?
Yep.
So yun. Again, thank you guys, Ricky, Martin, for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been Maroon Talk. Maraming po salamat. Hope to see you guys again. Peace. Thank you. Ingat guys. Thank you.
Thank you.